a bit rude of you to say it so starkly, Connie, and Grandmother shouldn't speak so badly about Mother, but the fact remains that Mother is a female, and females aren't supposed to be racing against men. Jessie threw her slice of toast at her eldest son. Jonathan laughed and ducked. Mama, you know gentlemen can't stand it when you beat them. Once I saw Papa nearly weep when you raced ahead of him at the last moment. On the other hand, Jason said, everyone I know seems to think you were born on a horse's back. You're so good. And who cares if the best jockey in Baltimore has never mind that. That's exactly what I was thinking, Mama. Dear Lord, I hope not, Jason said. I hope not, too, Jessie said. No, don't ask. Enough said. Jonathan began picking toast crumbs off his jacket sleeve, and only his little sister Alice saw the wicked gleam in his lowered eyes. Like I was saying, Mother, you're a bruising rider, mean as a snake when you have to be, but still, isn't a smartly mended sheet much more fulfilling for you, so... I don't have anything else to throw at you, John. Ah, look, this nice heavy fork just hopped into my hand. Jessie aimed the fork at her son. I suggest you retire from the fray, or face very bad consequences. I'm done, Jonathan said, splaying his palms in open surrender, a huge grin on his face. Retired, that's me. Time for what, Uncle Jason? 4-year-old Alice asked, lisping charmingly. She was leaning toward him, and Jason knew that if they weren't at the breakfast table, she'd have already crawled onto his lap and curled into him, the way she'd done since she'd been 6 weeks old. When he didn't immediately speak, his brain empty of words, huge tears shimmered in her beautiful eyes. Something wrong, isn't it? You don't like us anymore. You want to shoot Mama because she beat you? Jason looked at that precious little face and sought for the right words, but what came out of his mouth was, I love you all dearly. It's not that at all. It's... And then the truth burst right out. I want to go home. It's time. I'm leaving Friday, on the Bold Venture, one of Jenny and Alec Carrick's ships. Instant and utter silence fell over the breakfast table. Everyone stared at him, including the Wyndham cook Joshua, who was handing Jessie a fresh piece of toast. As for Lucy, their serving maid, she was so distracted by the awesomely beautiful young Master Jason's words that she was in danger of pouring coffee into Mr. Wyndham's lap. James grabbed her hand just in time. Home, said Alice, but you are home, Uncle Jason. He smiled at the little fairy, the very image of her mother, who'd been born after he'd arrived here in Baltimore. No, sweetheart, this isn't my home, although I've been here longer than you have. England is my home, where I was born, at a beautiful house called Northcliffe Hall. That's where my family lives, where I spent 25 years of my life. But you're ours, Uncle Jason, 9-year-old Benjamin Wyndham said, even as he passed a crisp slice of bacon to old Coulter, the family hound, who'd been born within a week of Benjamin. You don't belong to them over in that foreign country anymore. Who cares about Northcliffe Hall anyway? We could name our house, make it sound all sorts of grand, if you wished us to. We're already named Bacon Brain, John said to his brother. We're Wyndham Farm. You've got quite a few cousins in England, James Wyndham said to his son, but his eyes were searching Jason's face. Then he smiled. You know, it's time for us to pay a visit to England as well. The months and years slip by, don't they? Time simply marches forward, and so very quickly. Nearly 5 years. That's amazing, Jace. It seems like yesterday we met you at the dock in the inner harbor, and Jessie couldn't take her eyes off of you. Said you were even more beautiful than Alec Carrick, surely the most beautiful man God ever created. She said you had an identical twin, and that meant there was another one like you. I'll tell you, I was grateful she didn't swoon. You remember I said all that? Jessie said, a dark red eyebrow cocked up. Certainly. I remember every word you've ever uttered, my